and where are you from?
Well, my name is Charles Diako from Ghana, on the western side of Africa, the west coast of Africa. Um, and
Nice. You're a long way from home then. Being here
Of
in
course, I'm
Pullman.
very, like a 17 hours flight from home. First time I got into Pullman, I went like, hey, I'm lost. Definitely, I realized that I came back home again because of the fraternity I found here in Pullman, WSU.
That's nice.
That's right.
So what made you want to begin research post-harvest technologies for fruit, specifically the drying technologies?
Right, specifically Ghana abound in so many fruits, and most of the time, most of the fruits go bad because of improper post-harvest management.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at fruit as a source of good nutrients for human beings, and the fact that people who are into food production and selling can improve their livelihoods from that venture, then it's very important that some of us get into it and then do some research to ensure that we reduce post-harvest losses and also increase the livelihood of those who are into it, and most importantly, bring some products that will address the nutritional problems of the Ghanaian society. So that's basically why I got into post-harvest and fruit preservation in particular.
Nice. Do you have a story at all from how did you in high school know that you were going to be an expert one day on reducing post-harvest losses
Well,
in
in
the
high
fruit
school
sector?
and back to the university, I thought I was going to become a dentist.
Uh-huh.
It was my ambition to become a medical doctor and to go into dentistry, but along the line, I was not selected into the School of Dentistry.
They're lost.
And then I got into food science, and I realized that, well, that was the good place for me to be. That was excellent place in respect of the grades I made and the progress I made in the courses. So I did not regret my not having gone into dentistry. I'm happy being in food science.
It's funny how life throws those curveballs at you. So you touched on this a little bit just now, but why are fruits so popular and important in Ghana?
Fruits basically form the non-export horticulture part of our country, and they have become popular in recent years because of the potential of earning more foreign exchange for the country.
Mm-hmm.
The country uses less than 26% or 30% of its agricultural potential, and we have a tropical climate, and so we want to use our competitive advantage in terms of what fruits that we can produce, like papayas, like mangoes and pineapples. And so it's bringing people together to form industry. It's bringing farmer groups together to work because of the export potential that it has, and how much they can give out to export, so to speak. And I know you're going to edit it, so it's all right. Yeah. So basically, I think the important has to do with its contribution to the agri sector and the improvement of livelihoods and what it can do to nutrition in my country.
What kind of nutrition problems is a poor person in Ghana faced with? Is there?
It is micronutrient deficiency,
Okay.
so to speak. That is the biggest part, and hopefully we have fruits that we can use to address this if we have them all year round and right forms for people to get access to.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they have to be cheap for people to be able to afford,
Right.
to consume.
All right, and then this next question sort of follows that. How do you think your research here as a fellow helped impact your team and your work at the Food Research Institute back in Ghana?
Well, the Food Research Institute is mandated by a legislative instrument to conduct applied research into food processing, food preservation, food distribution, food marketing, and to advise the government on its food policies. So when I got this fellowship, it was excitement for me and also for those in my department, because the skills are quite there, the training I got there. When I went back, I did impart it by actually forming a group, a small group, to take the ideas that I came to acquire here and to begin to work on that. When I went last year, not this year, I formed that team and began working on some fruits in terms of preservation. We did mangoes, we did papaya, we did other vegetables like garden eggs, and we did something on spinach as well. This technology is very good, and it could be used even at the village level or at the farm gates to preserve products to cut down on losses.
So immediately after harvest.
Yeah, immediately after harvest, because you're looking at perishables with high level of water. So if you can reduce the water to a certain level that could keep your product, then you are looking at getting more from your labor in terms of what you put into the agriculture. So this has kind of lifted the image of the institute, because definitely as Ghanaians and Africans, an institution needs to make an impact in society. So they want to see what the institute can do, what the personnel in there can do, and what practical problems they can solve on the ground for the people to benefit from.
Yeah. Did you get to see any of those technologies passed on to farmers while you were there?
Whilst I was there, we did the initial ones because we're trying to look at the locally available materials that we can use to address these problems and be able to transfer that technology to the farmers. So it's still on the inception stages, the initial stages yet, but the potential is there to impact on the farmers once we take the technology and take it there to them.
It's got to feel good that you
Right.
got something on track. So I guess what's next for you while you're here at WSU? And you sort of just answered this question, but what do you hope to see happen with your research in Ghana?
Well, back here in WSU, I'm just barely a month old, and I want to look at some more areas in post-harvest that I can take home to teach and to apply for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian industry in Ghana. But the team I left back home are still working on what we want to transfer to industry and to the ordinary man, the farmer, person in the village, so that all the fruits they produce, they can preserve a portion of it and sell the fresh ones and make some money out of their labor.
Right. And then speaking specifically to the Borlaug Fellows program, how do you think the Borlaug Fellows impacted your career and your research?
Well, I can say that the Borlaug Fellowship was the greatest break of my life, so to speak. I didn't know it was going to be this big, this huge initially. When I came here, the benefit I had could be described in three ways. I can say that I had exposure, I acquired skills, and then I also had networking with other people that is inured to this benefit. That's what brought me back to WSU again. So I always remain grateful and thankful to this program, because the ideals and the core values of Norman Borlaug is being transferred to the young generations like us that want to see things done on the ground practically, no matter how small it is. The thing is that if one person gets something, food to eat, if one person does not go to bed with an empty stomach, that is an achievement. And for us, that is what we want to do for our country in a small way.
Very inspiring. I like this. So what was your experience like working with the USDA and Borlaug Fellows program while you were here at WSU for your short 12-week program?
My short time of being with WSU and USDA, like I said, was very exciting. One thing that got me really amazed was the fact that they got me an equipment that I took home to go do my research. And it came within a short time. We don't see much of that in Africa. Sometimes you have an equipment breaking down, and for years you will never get it fixed. You can get a new replacement.
Right.
So before I left, my mentor was like, "Oh, can we get him this thing to go and start doing something?" And before I saw it, it was new, and I took it back home. So it's a very good experience. They they want to really equip the fellows, and I think that they go at all lengths to equip them and make sure that the impact is felt on the ground.
Great. Those are all the questions that I have. Thank you. You did a fantastic job.
All right.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
What else? You have a question? Well, I would just say that I thank the Borlaug Fellowship, those coordinators, and then I thank my mentor, Dr. Feldman. He was a very brilliant man. He is a good professor. He took me like a son, and he mentored me one-on-one. It was a very simple technology he transferred, and I know that with time we would look at the kind of returns we need. We wanted to make large scale. This time, as it is, people can use it in their homes to preserve vegetables and fruits. It comes out like flakes or powders that can be used as other ingredients for foods. But we want to look at it in terms of transferring the technology, organizing symposia, organizing seminars, get the farmer groups together, teach them how to do it, and then they can adopt the technology for their use. And I want to thank Badini and Colleen. They've been very helpful.
Yeah.
They made my stay very easy. And so coming back was not a difficult thing for me. Now I kind of acclimatize easily. It would have been very different if I was coming to WSU the first time.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I have. I can only be appreciative of what they've done for me. And we pray that we'll have some more funding to work in the hinterlands in Africa and get some more results.
Right.
For the program. I don't know if it's coming up there. I've gone down.
That's good. Thank you so
All right,
much, Charles.
Kim, thanks.
That was it.
This is a surprising interview. Well, I don't know. Did I do well?
Yeah, you did very
You
well.
did. Can we get you on I don't know, Fox News or something?
Really?
I think you'd be a better replacement.
All right, Kim. Thanks.